Welcome to the FinTech show at Pros AI, where we spotlight entrepreneurs revolutionizing financial services and technology. And for those joining us, we are Pros AI, and we specialize in helping tech businesses to scale their revenue and reduce operational costs, particularly in the areas of customer acquisition and operational efficiency, as well as strategic partnership growth using AI tools. If you're looking to take your tech business to the next level, stick around. And if you want a free growth consultation, just drop us a word DM in the word growth in the DMs, and we'll get back to you. Our guest today, I'm very happy to introduce Regan Peng. A co-founder and head of engineering at PIN AI, the pioneering company building the world's first open source personal intelligence network. PIN AI, who launched their mobile app earlier this year, are positioned as the privacy-first alternative to Apple Intelligence, giving users complete ownership and control of their personal AI. Welcome to the show, Regan. Very excited to have you today.
Yeah, thanks, Osman. Thanks for inviting me. A super honor to be here.
Amazing. Let's start with your. Regan, tell our audience, who is Regan Peng? What is your role at PIN AI?
Sure. So yeah, I'm Regan, and I'm actually the co-founder and the CTO of PIN AI. Previously I graduated from Carnegie Mellon, and then I moved to the Bay Area, and having been working in EA, in Yahoo, and more recently in Didi. And at Didi, I was responsible for the engineering for FinTech Brazil. And we grew the business from 0 to 15 million users right now, over around 4 to 5 years. And then after that, I just began to do startup. So beginning last April, we did this PIN AI. And we were backed by A16Z Crypto and Hack VC and a bunch of legends in the crypto industry, like the founder of Near, Ilya, and Lily Liu from Solana, and also the founder Yvonne Cheng from Eastern Labs.
That's an amazing collection that you have there. I'm sure our audience will be excited to hear more about it. But take us to the origin story. Take us back to the beginning. You were leading engineering at Didi FinTech, scaling, their digital wallets across Brazil, and I believe you built the first crypto wallet in LATAM. That's a massive scale fintech work. What was the journey from scaling centralized fintech platforms to co-founding decentralized personal AI network? How does the...
I see. I think it actually all kind of derived from my inner kind of a will to serve people. The reason I choose to do the kind of a LATAM fintech is because I want to facilitate the kind of the revolution of digital payment system in LATAM. When I first went to Brazil, I see many people were still using cash, and they were using a very old payment system. They call it boleto. Boleto means like a ticket. I think they were still using some technology, I would say around 10 to 20 years ago. And I do see a trend that this needs to be changed so that people can enjoy the kind of the more efficient and more stable digital service. And so that's the reason why we began to do 99 Pay in LATAM. And we just try to kind of try to expedite the process that the LATAM people would be able to enjoy the digital payment system. And then later during the time in LATAM fintech journey, I figured out that actually the Brazil real is not keeping its a currency in terms of the exchange rate to US dollars. And they have a strong demand for cryptos. And that's the reason why we launched the crypto service within the 99 Pay digital wallet. And I feel that will be super helpful for them. And we were the first customer-facing wallet that provides the crypto service to LATAM people. And I do feel really proud. And then so for that journey, I get the kind of experience of scaling business from 0 to 1, and then from 1 to n, and then from like a payment to loan and then we work with a bunch of big partners in Latam, for example, like VTax, and we became a payment method for that. And then we partner with the local gas stations to enable people to use Pay to top up, and the local utility companies to let them to use the 99 Pay wallet to pay utility bills and phone bills and to buy gift cards. Yeah, I think it's all about serving people. And then for PIN AI, PIN AI stands for Personal Intelligence Network. What we really want to do is that we really hope the AI can benefit everybody's daily life. It's not just for like some like fancy work, or it's just limited to some like big tech or like some centralized party, so that they can get more kind of monopoly positions. But so we are going to change that. We do think that AI is for everybody, and we want to build a personal AI that can help you do all kinds of things. For example, like booking flight tickets, booking hotel, to schedule your trips. Even like for example, for dating, like my personal AI knows me well, and then another party's personal AI knows about her characteristics well, right? And then without like chit chatting for so long time, which I think is a waste. And this personal AI could just be able to filter out those people that might not be a right fit for you.
Wow.
So I think the personal AI can power the kind of the individuals in a lot of ways. And another level, what I do see or really meaningful to the world is that we are changing the way how the information is exchanged and how the service is being provided. Previously, we are like we are engaging with different websites or like different apps to like book flight tickets, to shopping, right? And that costs a lot of time. Apparently, like many people enjoy this process. But I think many people, or at least some portion of people, will just think, oh, if my secretary or my assistant would be able to help me to do that, that would be awesome. Yeah. So I think the fundamental problem for this is that the world right now we are in is running in a synchronized way. In the sense that when you are requesting some service, you have to kind of book your time to engage with different service provider. But in reality, many things could be put into the background thread. So no matter it's like purchasing like a birthday gift or like to do the flight ticket booking or shopping for some groceries, literally there will be a personal AI that can be looking at these things on behalf of you. Right? So these things could be running in the background thread, in the sense that you don't have to block your time to do all these things. And in the meantime, you can kind of save your time to enjoy your time with your partners, with your families, to have more kind of a quality time. So I think this would be a huge initiative, because I think by achieving this, we would be able to improve the, like, first of all, the efficiency of how the world is operating in a like a greater scale. The second is that we would be enabled to free people's time, that they can do a lot of things that they really love to do.
Right. No, that's amazing. I mean, as you were talking there, I was thinking of lots of different scenarios. I mean, you talked about groceries. I see, my wife going shopping and sometimes, shopping online. The AI could really be doing that shopping, ordering all the shopping, making the payment, and making sure that the delivery is booked. And we just get the delivery at the door by the AI doing all that. I mean, the dating one is also quite interesting. It's something that I'd never thought about, that my AI would know me a lot, very, very well, and somebody else's AI knows them very well, and they can actually just connect without that, and without a lot of noise and people that you'll never be compatible. That's an amazing way to look at it. Say, you've said that blockchain would be a natural playground for AI agents in the coming years. What gave you that specific insight and that personal AI had to be decentralized?
Sure. Okay. So first, why blockchain matters? I think it's very straightforward. Like
Right.
nowadays, everybody has a bank account. It is kind of provided by like some centralized institutions like Bank of America, Chase, and so on and so forth. What would be the wallet for agent? So I think the bank won't be able to open a bank account for agent. And I can
Right.
create like 100,000 agents every day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
How would I be able to open a bank account for each
Right.
individual agent? But so I think I would like to kind of talk about something else before I kind of goes back. That is
Right.
how I see where the internet or the whole kind of information world
Hmm.
will be moving towards to in the future.
Right.
So I think like over the past 20 years or like 30 years,
Right.
what we did in terms of building products and service is that
Right.
we are trying to define the rules, and
Hmm.
then we have the PMs that sets up a different kind of a route how people would use these or use that. No
Right.
matter it's like a 2C product or like for 2B product, it has some certain features, and these
Mhm.
certain features are actually rule based. And then people were just trying to explore in these like rules defined by those like product managers. And then
Mhm.
so think about like the Expedia app you were using there. There was
Right.
an input box. You have to type in things, and then you click on search. And then there are some like filters you can click on or toggle, and then it
Right.
will refresh the list, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
no matter is the mobile internet or
Mhm.
more earlier, like
Mhm.
25 years ago,
Right.
all these services are kind of being built by this like rule-based service.
Right.
Uh, I think right now we already exhaust all the rules in the sense
Mhm.
that we kind of have already have all the functions that are built to fulfill whatever needs that we have. That is
Right.
the reason why like we don't see like too much innovation recently, no matter in all different space. There are some like waves in 2007 and some waves in 2011 for
Mhm.
O2O for mobile internet.
Mhm.
But then not until recently for the AI hype, not too much innovation. I
Right.
think it is because the internet is going to change a way that
Mhm.
this rule-based service
Yeah.
will become less valuable
Mhm.
because essentially they will just become the MCP servers and MCP tools for the agents. And
Right.
what really can grasp the value would be the agents. It would be the information exchange and the service exchange between the personal AI and the service agent. In the
Right.
future, when I try to buy something, it will
Right.
no longer be me going to Amazon, search for something, and then interact with the Amazon website. But instead,
Right.
it will be my personal AI interacting with the Amazon agent and then
Mhm.
talk about my needs and my preferences, and then
Mhm.
the little bot will just provide me the very personalized service.
Mhm.
So in the future, the value capture will not be this like rule-based service, but it will
Mhm.
be this like intelligence network
Right.
composed of different agents.
Right.
Okay, then going back,
Mhm.
so when this agent economy really come into the world, they need
Mhm.
to have some sort of a payment rail or
Right.
infrastructure to exchange value or to put it in a more simple way to do
Mhm.
payment for each agent.
Right.
And blockchain, the especially recently the as the stable coin gets popular, it becomes a very natural kind of a rail for agents to pay each other.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that is where the future is going towards.
That's mind-blowing stuff. I mean, when you think about it, this is the natural the natural way to go, as you were saying, banks, the traditional banks cannot open bank accounts for these agents. But if these agents are going to be effective, if they're going to be carrying out all these tasks and they need to make payments and all that, then they need to sit somewhere where they can actually operate. And this is where blockchain comes into play. Now, you launched your app recently. I think it was at the beginning of this year. How is that going? How they use the early user stories? Any specific examples you can walk us through? You know, someone who maybe connected their social media, maybe their financial data, and what has been the transformation for them?
Sure. So last October, we launched our first product called a Happy Mini App. It's just a mini game on Telegram. And
Right.
ever since the launch, we see a huge adoption by our community users. And
Right.
I would just take the opportunity to show my gratitude for all our community members,
Right.
because within 6 months, we were able to serve around 3.5 million users
Oh,
global-wise.
wow. Oh, wow. Wow.
I think,
Quite some adoption.
yeah, I think that's amazing. I think we have a fantastic community. Yeah,
Wow.
and that is for our like a hyping mini app, but it's just a mini game.
Right.
So the real thing that matters is the native app that we recently launched, and
Right.
it enables people to connect your data to our like data connector. So we
Right.
have the Gmail data connector, we have the Twitter data connector, and we have the different wallet connector. By
Right.
connecting this like data connector through the native app,
Mm-hmm.
then the personal AI will be formed, and based on the content inside whatever the data connector provides, that
Mm-hmm.
will shape your personal AI.
Right.
So we began to generate this like agent card. So what does this agent card do? It essentially like tries to help
Mm-hmm.
you with whatever we inferred from your data. So it's very
Right.
similar idea to like TikTok
Right.
or to like Facebook, that they
Mm-hmm.
will generate, they will recommend you the corresponding content that you would like to see. But
Right.
the problem is that the intention for no matter it's like for Facebook or for Google Ads, they have a
Right.
business metrics to kind of
Mm-hmm.
to anchor on this.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it means it's their ad revenue. So if you think about the whole kind of a Web2 landscape, is that the person, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Microsoft, or the other
Yeah.
kind of big parties, then
Mm-hmm.
then advertisers. So you provide the data to, let's just take Google for example. You provide
Right.
data to Google. They sell your data to advertisers, and
Yes.
you get free service, and Google gets the money from the advertisers.
Yes.
Essentially, they exchange your data for money,
For
right?
money. Yeah.
Yep. What we were trying to do, and
Mm-hmm.
why we were thinking that we should do it in a very decentralized way, is
Yeah.
that we want to kill Google, because we don't think like Google should be there. Because
Yeah.
like if you think about it, what like Google really stands for, it's like a trust layer,
Yeah.
right? But this trust layer problem is already solved by blockchain. So we think that we can build this decentralized service that
Mm-hmm.
essentially, that's one thing, is
Right.
that it can take your data
Right.
and it reimburse you with
Mm-hmm.
the value provided by the advertisers, which
Right.
is the service agent,
Mm-hmm.
directly to your personal AI. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the kind of the new world that we were trying to build.
Amazing. I mean, what you're saying there is fun, true. You know, we give our data to these big tech companies. They sell that data. We get nothing. And you know, they keep all the money. And this is something that you're trying to address. I know in your model, you have three-layer architecture, you know, personal data, personal AI, and external AIs. And you're monetizing through transaction fees, I believe, to agents rather than user subscription or data sales. Can you walk us through, you know, the end-to-end process? Like, I'm a user, I'd say I want to buy my mom a birthday present. What happens next technically, and where does your monetization happen?
Sure. So how does that happen is that you can connect your data through our data connector, and then
Right.
this personal AI would be able to get all your histories. It will be able to know. So if you ever purchased a kind of a birthday gift and there's a receipt in the email, then it will be able to know even when is your mother's birthday, and
Right.
what is a gift that you have purchased for her last time, and
Right.
what is your usually kind of a purchase habit. Like it's like a clothes, jewelry, or like some lessons,
Yeah.
courses. I don't know, but all this data could be learned. All these preferences could be learned from your data. Then this
Right.
personal AI has the information for all this stuff, right? We would have the different service agents registered in our system. Actually, we are just going to publish our next version of our white paper is a more kind of a mainnet and a subnet approach, in the sense that we have different subnet that can be created by our community member. There could be a flight ticket like a subnet. There could be a birthday gift subnet. There could be a grocery shopping subnet. There could be a consultation kind of a subnet, because
Right.
the kind of the different algorithm and how the personal AI is matched to the service agent is different. And
Right.
also how we validate that the agent is really serving the needs is different. So that's the reason why we have this like subnet approach.
Right.
And so going back, like technically, when you say, hey, I want to buy like a birthday gift for my mom, then we consider it as an intent. This intent will be augmented by the previous data that that is like gathered from the data connector. Then this intent will be broadcasted onto blockchain, and the multiple service agent would be able to bid on this. So, for
Right.
example, if there's a like an Amazon agent or there's kind of a boutique jewelry shop service agent would be able to bid for your intent. And your personal AI would be able to negotiate with these like different service agents. And in the
Right.
end, there could be like some choices there. So they say Amazon agent recommend you these, and the
Yeah.
jewelry agent recommend these. Maybe the kind of the cake agent recommends you these. Then the human will be in the loop to say, okay, I want to go with this one.
Right.
Then the real transaction will happen. So they will exchange the information regarding the delivery address, the kind of
Right.
the payment requirements, so on and so forth. And then this transaction is done.
Okay. And that is how you monetize with all these transactions that are happening in the background. Okay. Very interesting. And I know you're building on layer 2 blockchain using trusted execution environments, supporting multiple AI models like DeepSeek and Llama. There's a massive technical complexity around everything. How do you adapt your platform for different device capabilities, especially when you say you can run on low spec phones, while Apple Intelligence, for example, only works with iPhone 15 Pro and above?
So, okay, I think this will goes to where the future kind of how the AI technology is really kind of being utilized in production. So from my perspective view, it will be in a like a hybrid way, in the sense that it will be from the intelligence plus the cloud intelligence. So the edge intelligence, which means that the model will be running on device. It will deal with the most sensitive information, and it will serve as a data guard. And
Yeah.
it could be deal with anything kind of really personal. And for
Right.
kind of more general problems, that could be dealt in cloud. And so through this like collaboration model, that is how I see in the future how this kind of AI would be used in reality.
Right. Right. And I believe you mentioned that you are, backed quite heavily with, a few people from the crypto industry, but also by, you're a 16Z CSX fall 2024 cohort, I believe. I mean, and for those who don't know this, I mean, Z CSX focuses specifically on crypto startups, I believe. What was the biggest insight or pivot that came from that experience? How did it change your approach to building PIN AI at the intersection of crypto and AI?
Yeah, I think I just benefit a lot. A lot of things like Chris has taught us, and the phenomenal leaders from that program just taught us a lot of things. One thing that right now I can think of, really, really give me a kind of a totally different perspective in doing a startup or how to scale startup, is about community building.
Right.
Because I am from like engineering and tech background,
Yeah.
and when initially I heard about for the kind of a community building, it's just about having a bunch of people to use your product, and that is where the kind of how the community is being built, right?
Right.
But
Right.
but then I feel actually it's not a case, and
No.
right now even I think community is about everything, and especially in the crypto industry.
Right. Okay.
So no matter if you trace back to the history of crypto, no matter
Yeah.
it's for like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, it all begins with small frenzy communities.
Communities.
Without communities, it will not be a successful project for sure.
Right. And this is how you build your community, hence the big number of users that you have today, basically coming out of your community building.
Correct. Yeah. So a lot of things that we have to we have learned during the process. For example, doing a lot of AMAs, learning about the real user needs from our communities. So for every kind of a product launch, we have like a beta tester group, and a lot of people just gave us really valuable feedback regarding one is like helping us to find the bugs, and also they kind of propose like more innovative ideas like how we should move the product towards. And also like we kind of constantly publish our thoughts regarding the industry and how the things should move forward. And it's just like a big family.
Right. And just looking at the user acquisition, I know you've talked about the community building and all that, but this to me sounds like a marketplace where you have the users who are uploading their data into the platform, but there's also AI developers who are building these agents that interact with the data. What's your go-to-market strategy? Are you focusing on building the developer ecosystem first, or driving more user adoption to attract the developers? How do you balance these two sides of the equation?
A very good question. Very good question. So if you think about it, it's essentially a kind of a two-side market problem. There is this like a demand side, and there is this supply side. So the approach we have taken for PIN AI is definitely we want to go with the demand side, because we see a huge problem in the current crypto industry is that a lot of zombie infrastructure has been built. Nobody is really using that, or nobody really realized the existence of the project. There are quite a few. So from the very beginning, we think that we should grasp the kind of the demand side first.
The demand side, yeah.
And I think up till now, it seems that our judgment is quite right. Because if you think about AI is all about productivity. It makes things run in a more efficient way. So a lot of builders is already kind of building on the supply side. They have building a lot of tools, a lot of services, right?
Yes.
So we don't have to to bootstrap from that perspective. Right now, it's actually a lot of service provider are just going to us to say, hey, can you hook up with our service so that your users can enjoy our service? So we think that our initial bet was a correct one.
That's amazing. That's amazing. As you're saying, this frenzy of all these agents being built, but who's going to use them? And you're bringing this ecosystem where we are bringing the users, you bring your agents, and we connect. That's a very, very insightful and also a very good bet that you made initially. Now you have a good user base so far. If you wanted to maybe look at the next 18 to 24 months, what's your target user base, for example, and how are you looking to achieve that? What are the constraints that you see?
I think over the next few years, I really want to kill Google. That's the ultimate dream.
Good target, good ambition.
Yeah, because like from kind of what my very kind of inner desire, we feel
Right.
that at this stage we are being robbed by this
Right.
big company. We are
Mm-hmm.
really being robbed, and
Right.
especially if you think about the kind of the whole AI industry, they
Mm-hmm.
have already taken all the public information on the internet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and what is the true weapon people have to be against those big tech? It's basically
Mm-hmm.
your private domain data. And right
Right.
now, the private domain data is
Mm-hmm.
actually with Google's database, with Facebook database. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so I really, so first the thing that I really want to do is that I want to make people aware of this paradigm shift that it will be a agent era. It will
Right.
not be like a person to big tech. And
Right.
we feel that is just not the right paradigm. So I
Right.
think that is number one. And to be
Mm-hmm.
more kind of a realistic, we
Mm-hmm.
just want to kind of grow our user base like more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about the network that we were trying to build,
Right.
so Bitcoin and Ethereum is
Mm-hmm.
all kind of backed by consensus.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So maybe let me put it this way: Bitcoin is to against the fiat, is
Mm-hmm.
to against the government's
Right.
monopoly control of the
Right.
fiat, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ethereum enables people to build apps
Mm-hmm.
and this kind of a utility and a function feature that
Right.
really supports the valuation of Ethereum. And
Right.
right now, like with the stablecoin, it's just getting more and more popular. What we were trying to build in this like a PIN AI network,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually being backed by the personal intelligence, or to be more in a technical way, it's being backed by personal data. If you
Right.
think about the valuation of the whole project, I think if we try to if we want to create an equation here, the
Mm-hmm.
value of our network is
Right.
equal to the value of every single one's personal data's value within our network. So we really want to bootstrap this network and let
Mm-hmm.
more people to join our network, and
Mm-hmm.
it will just create a more fair economy
Mm-hmm.
and a marketplace from my perspective.
Right, right, right. And in terms of acquiring these users as you get more and more, this is more B2C from the way I see it. Do you see a scenario where this could also be B2B, where companies are actually also wanting to protect their data and saying, we want to create an, like a personal network or data somewhere that is within your ecosystem that they don't want to share with these tech companies? Do you foresee that as a future state where it becomes even not just B2C, but also B2B?
For sure, for sure. We feel that the thing that we were trying to build is not a specific product that
Right.
targets a certain industry, but it's a paradigm shift. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is the beauty of blockchain or the beauty
Right.
of the software. It's all about composability.
Right.
Because when we have this protocol, or
Right.
no matter it's like the kind of a smart contract or kind of a new blockchain, people
Yeah.
can just add in piece on top of it.
Yeah.
With the personal data as a concrete pillar that
Mm-hmm.
supports this network, people can
Right.
try to do all kinds of things with the personal data,
Mm-hmm.
and they can just build things on top of it. And
Yeah.
I think that's just the beauty of it. With regards to the case that you were mentioning about, I can definitely see that as more people join our network, the traditional business will try to go to our ecosystem, try to serve
Right.
people.
Yeah.
But this
Mm-hmm.
time is a little bit different. They
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to enjoy the privilege that Google has,
Mm-hmm.
that they kind of can get the users' money for free, and then they
Right.
sell this to the advertisers. But if
Right.
they were in this ecosystem, they
Right.
would have to follow this decentralized protocol. Whenever they try to use the user's data, the money needs to be in that user's wallet directly.
Right, right, right. Now, looking into policy and regulatory environments, of course, data sovereignty and AI transparency regulations are heating up globally. Europe has GDPR. I think in the US, debating AI regulation is increasing. There's increasing scrutiny. How does regulatory environment affect your strategy as a company? Does decentralization give you an advantage here?
Yeah, so I think I think this is a great question because first of all, we were using the TEE environment, trusted execution environment, which
Mhm.
differs us from a typical Web2 company in the sense
Right.
that all the data remains private. So
Mhm.
we didn't really see users' data. That is number one. And
Mhm.
the ultimate goal for the
Mhm.
project or for the network we were trying to build is that
Mhm.
we are going to let a user to custody their own data wallet. So
Okay.
in the future, we think that there will be one thing like it's just like your kind of a fiat wallet or crypto wallet or credit card wallet. There will be
Mhm.
something called a data wallet. This
Right.
wallet holds your data, holds your personal AI's weights. That
Mhm.
is another form of wealth. So
Right.
I think this is a little bit kind of ahead of time, but
Mhm.
it will come because
Right.
that's where the fundamental of the personal AI.
Right. Right. That whatever data you have, you don't see it. No one sees it. It's in my wallet. It's safe in my wallet. And
Exactly.
yeah. And then when these other agents are interacting with my data, that they're interacting with just what they need to see, or how does it work to safeguard that privacy?
So essentially, we have this like a permission protocol on blockchain
Right. Mhm.
that enables people that enables the other agents to ask for the permission for your certain set of data. So, for
Okay.
example, when you try to kind of purchase a birthday gift, it might
Right.
just get your like birthday gift preference and past
Yeah.
history, so on and so forth. It won't be able to access the data. Uh, for example, for your like a consultation
Yeah.
kind of a preference data, or for your like academic data, it will not
Mhm.
have access to that aspect.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
So
Okay.
that is how kind of governed by this like a permission layer.
Okay. And looking at the competitive landscape, I know your mission is to kill Google, but these are big tech companies with massive user bases and can offer free AI assistance bundled in their existing products. I think you're betting on the fact that the users will care enough about their privacy and ownership to choose an open source alternative. How do you maintain your edge as these tech giants double down on their AI strategies? Because we've seen a lot of movement on big tech companies. We see this with Meta doubling down on AI strategy. How do you keep your edge?
I think the answer is very simple.
Mhm.
So if you think about the current kind of Web2 company landscape, we have like Google, we have Apple, LinkedIn,
Mhm.
Uber, this kind of Amazon, like big players, right? But all these players just have the partial data of you.
Mhm.
So if we think about it from first principle, they can just build a partial personal AI. Example, the
Mhm.
Amazon just build the shopping AI for you, and
Right.
Google might just be able to build the productivity personal AI for you. None of these companies would be able to do a complete set of you because
Mhm.
partial data means partial AI. It will
Right.
not be like a true yourself. If you
Mhm.
really want to have like a digital twin that
Yeah.
can really do things on behalf of you, you
Mhm.
need to access the data from different aspects. And
Right. Okay.
also, and
Mhm.
also, I think there was another thing that I was thinking about recently is
Mhm.
about how the kind of a product offerings or the service offerings in the future. As you can see, the cost of creating an application or service right now is
Right.
so cheap. So I don't think the product, the service itself will be a moat anymore.
Mhm.
Essentially, ultimately, I think there will be two things. One is the data, another
Yeah.
one is the model.
Right.
And how this magic happens is that when this data being fed to the very powerful model, it can just do things on behalf of you. And so I really don't think the current kind of a paradigm of the product offerings, no matter by Google or by Facebook, is a strong moat anymore.
Mhm.
Because ultimately, we think that the kind of the moat is at the user's data. Because we do see that the model capabilities kind of plateaued. And even for some like really awesome open source models, they can compete with the OpenAI's models. And what really matters is the personal AI. No. It's the personal data. Yeah. And that is the key.
Yeah, and this is the advantage. This is your unique advantage. I think I see that being a key factor going forward. In terms of vision, I know you've said you want to take Google out of the picture, but realistically, what do you see in the next 5 years? What's your ambition? Where do you want to see the company in terms of strategy, in terms of user base? What's your vision?
Yeah, so definitely we will do like a hyper growth for our native app. So we got a awesome VP of growth, our growth head here. He's the Uber China #2 employee. And so definitely I wouldn't see a problem here. So we would do the growth for our mobile native app, and then we would launch our testnet and mainnet for our blockchain component. And we just want to have like more people joining our ecosystem. And also on the kind of developer community part, as you mentioned before, we would need to work on that side as well. We need to, so to be more kind of a concrete, right now we are looking at Google's like a protocol and also like some payment protocol as X402. And also there was a like a new protocol, it's a new kind of a ERC called 8004. It's a kind of an agents protocol, and we're just trying to adopt this into our like an on-chain protocol that tries to get more people to build the agents in our ecosystem to serve our personal AI. And definitely we want to see more subnets to be created so that so right now it's a dream, it's a vision. And over the next like 6 to 12 months, I really want to see this to be kind of put into practice. And as you mentioned, I really want you to use our app to be able to purchase a birthday gift for your mom.
I promise I will try it out. There are so many other areas where I'm thinking it can apply to not just my life, in my business, in other things that I'm doing. So I'm definitely going to give it a try. Now, if you had a magic wand today, you wanted to fix one thing in your business, what would that be?
Can you say that question again?
If you had like a magic wand to solve one thing in your business that is a bottleneck today, what would that one thing be? Is it regulatory environment? Is it what is it that is stopping you from getting to where you want to be, or is it just a passage of time?
That's a good question.
If say you want to unlock 10x trajectory over the next is it capacity within the organization, or is it just the regulatory environment? What do you see as the biggest constraint, or is it go to market? I know you said you have a very good hyper growth in-house, so you have all those areas covered. So I can see you going 10x or whatever pretty quickly. But do you see any constraint, anything that will stop you from getting there?
Yeah. I got what you say. So I think it's actually about our marketing capabilities. We are a very typical kind of a silicon-based company, and we are just a group of engineers, scientists, and researchers, like a heads down building, and we really don't know how to do proper marketing. Actually, like outside of PIN AI, like very few people know about us, and but once they begin to kind of get familiar or know about what we were trying to do, they get super excited. I think it's about like go to market and let our vision on our like paradigm to be heard by more people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally understand what you're saying there, because before I had this conversation with you, before I got my research team to give me the material for this podcast, I didn't really know much about the company, but the capabilities that you've outlined here immense, and I think people really need to hear this. People need to know more about this, and I'm glad you're doing this podcast, because it's one first step to do that. This is something that will obviously amplify your voice. But Regan, thank you very much. That was really insightful. Just to recap, we've explored how you transition all the way from Didi, setting up this PIN AI and your vision. Of course, I can see that's resonating with a lot of our audience in terms of that privacy of their personal data, because this is something that makes me a bit uncomfortable even now when I'm putting some personal data into ChatGPT. I don't know where that data is going or how it's being used. When people are consulting, people have problems that they are trying to consult with ChatGPT, but you don't know where that data is. So this critical element of privacy of data, I think is something that is long overdue. Is there anything else you'd like our audience to take away from today, Regan?
Oh, I think just going back to the kind of the problems that you were saying, yes, that's exactly why we were using TEE. And it stands for Trusted Execution Environment, which means that the code is running in the container where nobody else would be able to go inside the box and to get the data out of it. And that is, so we spend a lot of engineering effort there to build this like network. Yeah, and also like we are collaborating with the other prominent blockchain projects and trying to bootstrap these like data wallet infrastructure, so that in the future we think that the data could be only kind of custodied by the people themselves. Essentially, people hold the key to their data. Only the people themselves they can kind of access the data. But in order for this kind of a network to operate very efficiently, maybe there's this kind of a multi-party kind of a MPC approach that you can delegate your kind of rights or privilege to some like trusted parties, so that they can enable you to kind of interact with the other agents in a very efficient way. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. So, and Regan, where can our audience connect with you, whether it's personally, where can they learn more about your company, about what the product that you are offering?
Oh, yeah. So visit our website, pinai.com. And you can always go to my LinkedIn, search for Regan Peng. And also like engage with our Twitter. We have the PIN AI Twitter, and we also have our Telegram, like our group, and we and join our Discord channels. Yeah, we have so many ways. And just leave us a message. Yeah.
Right. I'll be sure also be looking for you and joining all those channels. Thank you all again for tuning in. If you found this episode as insightful as I did, or as we did, please subscribe, share it with someone in the crypto world, AI, fintech community. Share it to as many users as possible. And you can also find more episodes and resources on our website, YouTube, Spotify, or LinkedIn. Thanks again very much for sharing those insights. This has been really insightful to us and to the all audience. And to those tuning in, we'll be back again next week with another episode. In the meantime, keep building and stay safe. Thanks again, Regan.
All right.